My name is Nicole. I'm currently 28. I'll be 29 in a few months. My story begins with my paternal grandmother who passed away of breast cancer at 45. My family always knew that my sister and I had to go for regular mammograms sooner than 50, so around age 40 we would have to go. In 2009, my 30-year-old sister, who was mentally challenged, had come down into the kitchen and told my dad that her armpit hurt. My dad then felt under her arm and mouthed to me, "There's a lump." Never really thought anything of it, just okay, we'll take her to the doctor. Didn't know that eventually we were going to find out that it was stage 4 breast cancer. Following the mammogram showing that she had a large tumor in one breast and 1 to 2 tumors in her other breast, she then went to a breast surgeon who did a biopsy and then confirmed that she had stage 4 in the large tumor and stage 2 and 3 in the other one. That breast surgeon was the first of everyone to make mention of a mutation called BRCA. They decided that she was going to get tested for this BRCA mutation. They told my parents that if my sister came back positive, that their younger daughter, meaning me, would need to get tested as well. If I came back positive, I should have my ovaries removed and have a mastectomy. I was 24 when I heard this news and was in complete shock. Never in my wildest dreams would I think that I would have to be making those decisions for myself. So my sister's test came back positive for the BRCA1. I waited 9 months to get the testing done. I didn't want to deal with it. I wanted nothing to do with it. You know, living on cloud 9, wanted to pretend like nothing even was going on. We were just focused on my sister at that point. After the 9 months that I waited, I finally went to get the testing done. When my parents and I went to get my results, I remember the counselor just looking completely somber when we walked in the room, and I just knew, this is it. I'm definitely positive. We sat down with her. She, gave me the paper that said that I was positive for the mutation, and within 10 seconds I had to leave the room because I was bawling. My poor parents had to stay in the room and try to, keep themselves together and listen to what she had to say and what my next steps were going to be, because I couldn't bear sitting in the room. Unfortunately for my sister, her health declined again. Her breast cancer had metastasized to her brain, and at this point she was getting spinal tap chemo treatments. Again, through everything, a trooper. There was actually a picture that we took, my mom, myself, and my sister. She was lying on her bed, so sick, and we tried to get her up to take a picture to make her feel happy, and that's just how Catrina was. The neurosurgeon told my parents that there wasn't really anything we could do after a few of the spinal tap treatments. They just said she wasn't getting any better. So they said, we should decide to let her live her life out the best way that she can. Thanksgiving 2011, hospice came to the house. We had everything set up in their living room, the hospital bed. My parents and I told her, Catrina, you're passing away, and you're gonna go to heaven and see Pop Pop. And the last thing this part's always really hard. She's lying in the hospital bed, gasping for air, and my parents and I are just holding onto her hands and playing with her hair, telling her that it's okay, that we're gonna be okay, she can let go. And I swear on her life that her last words to us, her last breath was, "I love you." And then she was gone. After she had passed away, that's when I became more vigilant with meeting surgeons to have my prophylactic mastectomy. And then in May 2012 was when I went and had the surgery. Given the fact that I had, I saw my sister dying, and I went through everything with her, that was, a glaring thing for me, that this could have been me. This could be me. I don't want to wait. My sister was so young, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 at 30. What if it started at 28 or 29, and that was just around the corner for me at the time? I mean, that's me now, but I've already, done as much as I can to eliminate that risk for myself, at least breast cancer wise. My dad likes to tell people that, it's not just the mother side that can pass on this mutation. I think a lot of people have the misconception where breast and ovary is a female thing, and dads can't pass that on. Men don't have to worry about that stuff, but you do. I mean, you're passing it on to, your daughters, who then may have children, and if they have a son, they could pass it on to the son, who can then pass it on to their children. So it's like a whole trickling effect of this mutation. A few weeks ago, my dad actually had his first mammogram, and I was excited for him to get his mammogram for 2 reasons. One, I wanted him to get the screening done to make sure that there was nothing going on. But the best part is I wanted to call him and say, so how was your first mammogram? And I wanted to hear him explaining to me how it felt to be a man in the room with a bunch of women and just having a small amount of pectoral muscle, I guess, being smashed into a machine, just to see how that's what women have to go through. This is what every woman has to go through at some point in their life. And luckily your daughter had to go through it at 25. That's when I had to have my first mammogram. My aunt, my paternal aunt, she refuses to get tested. She doesn't want to get tested, and I understand she doesn't want to get tested because she might feel, oh great, now I'm gonna have to get all this extra testing done or screening done, and maybe it'll make her feel more worried if she were to get tested. But she has a son who has 2 children. One of them is a daughter. So I would think that, I don't know, just being a parent, you'd want your own kids to know. But I mean, everyone can make their own health decisions. It's not for everybody. And not everyone wants to go down that path and have to, make those major decisions for themselves. I mean, just because you have the mutation doesn't mean you're going to get the cancer. You just have an extremely high risk of it. I'm thankful for my sister that she was able to give me that gift of having the knowledge and being able to move forward with my own health and just, live a life that she couldn't live.